Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshakar, and I welcome all of you again to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. Friends, as all of you are aware, these episodes help us understand companies in a much better way, and we make it a point to talk to the promoters and the top managements of such companies so that all of us can get very relevant and proper information from the promoters themselves. And today, friends, we are going to talk about a very interesting company which is going to hit the capital market very soon. The company's name is Brandman Retail Limited, and I have the privilege of having the chairman, promoter, and the managing director of the company, Mr. Arun Malhotra. Arun ji, बहुत बहुत welcome to the show. I'm quite sure, sir, in this small interaction, we'll be able to get a lot of good, valuable information from your side.
Avinashi, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah. So, Arunji, a very basic question to start with. I mean, if you could tell us, how did this business journey start in this particular business? And secondly, what is the, domestic market positioning for Brandman as of now? If you could share your thoughts and, let us know on both these aspects.
So this journey started during COVID. Athlete leisure was taking a spike as everyone was working from home. So I felt it was a great opportunity to get into this category. I always have been able to represent brands in India and have had the vision to bring in brands when people have not yet caught on to the trends. So we started out this journey about 4 years ago. Brandman Retail is positioned domestically at a very important juncture where we are, trying to target second tier, third tier cities of India. We know that rural India will become urban India, and I'm very gung-ho and very optimistic about this. And the way the government of India is supporting and connectivity is increasing. I'm a big supporter of rural becoming urban, and I'm investing hugely in bringing brands to my target consumers in those territories.
Okay. And Arunji, now the second question is if you could give us some flavor on the various products, the product range which Brandman currently caters to. If you could just tell us brand wise, which are the segments where company operates, that will help us understand the product mix better.
So what we do is we have this company is based on four pillars. One is retail, and one is B2B, and one is e-commerce, and one is licensing business. So I'll start with the retail business, where we have the franchisee of New Balance. We have On Running. We have Solomon, we have Sakuni, we have Wilson, we have Anta. So we have like five brands, and simultaneously just doing mono brand stores for these brands. We're also opening up multi-brand stores called Sneakers, in which we are taking outside brands like Adidas, Asics, and Puma on board. And that is where we are expanding into the second tier, third tier cities with our Sneakers multi-brand concept. So that is one part of the business. And the second part, the B2B outright sales to various portals, to various distributors, is where we have brands like On Running, we have Anta, we have Solomon, we have Sakuni. And that is how we're doing that business. The e-commerce business is all again with these four brands, and we run marketplace as well. So we're doing marketplace and omnichannel for New Balance and the other brands we just mentioned, like On Running, Anta, Solomon, Sakuni, and Wilson. And on the licensing part, we have the a 10-year contract with ABG Group called a brand called Rockport, which we design, manufacture, distribute, and will be appointing franchisees. We're just starting to roll that out in spring summer 26.
Okay. Arunji, just to get little clarity, you said you got a direct connection with the consumers, you got a B2B business also. We just want to understand, in the mix currently, like last year, I believe you did a revenue of 95 odd crores. What was the overall mix between B2B, B2C? If you could, simplify it for us.
So what we're trying to do and trying to achieve is that we want to come to a situation where 40% of our business is a B2B business and 60% is our retail business. And we
Okay.
will achieve that by end of 2026. When we close books on 2027 March, we should be able to achieve that number. We've
Okay.
already brought the B2B business down to about I think it's about 60%. where it was 75%. So we brought it down to
Okay.
about 50, 55, 60%. The B2B business has come down. As we
Okay.
expand more and more retail stores, whether they're EBOs or monobrand stores, we multi-brand stores, we're going to be increasing our retail
Okay.
presence.
Okay, so understood. Now, Arunji, tell me one thing. If you could tell us, and explain the business relationship with New Balance, I think that accounts for a large percentage of our revenue. I mean, how did
Yes.
you hit upon the idea of, putting New Balance in a big way to the Indian market? If there is a story, you could tell me, because I remember some time back you had mentioned that, it became a critical part because you got a majority share of that business by owning the company. So, sir, if you could please tell us.
Not owning the company, but I had the foresight in terms of understanding what new people were joining the company, the marketing people that were joining the company, and I knew that this company at that time was only 2 billion. Today it does about $7 billion worth of annual turnover. So I knew that representing this brand is going to be, and the brand is going to become hot. The collaborations that the marketing people I knew would come out with various ideas, and they have come out with various ideas, and it's doing amazingly well. New Balance has been a huge hit, super hit actually, that they opened up their own subsidiary in India last year because of the growth that I was able to give them. Having said that, I am now betting very big on Anta. Anta is a brand which owns a lot of brands. Anta owns Solomon and Wilson, which I am representing in India as a distributor. So I have distribution, I have online, I have offline, I have mono brand stores. I have the whole thing. And Anta, I'm really, 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 very gung-ho about because the product range, the pricing, everything, and it's BIS compliant. And it's a $35 billion company. It's a huge company. And actually, they just bought last week, they bought 28% of Puma. So Anta is going to be the number one company in the world in athlete leisure space. And what better time to connect and get married with them than
Exactly.
now, when they're on a rise.
Exactly. I think absolutely right. Arun, tell me one thing in each of our product segments, how is the pricing done? Like typically, what is the scope for pricing when we take the product from, say, New Balance and sell it in India? I mean, what kind of pricing mechanism do we follow? I mean, what is the kind of normal price range, one could expect for products which are, sold by Brandman in India through its retail outlets? If you could please share.
So New Balance right now has opened up its own subsidiary, so they decide the retail price. On an average selling price, I could easily say that 7 to 10,000 rupees is our average selling retail price in India.
Okay. Okay, but you have the flexibility to decide the price, Arunji. That's what I wanted to know. Or is it
No,
a
we
range
don't
which they
have.
give you?
They give us a range. They give us the pricing. They decide the pricing now because it's a subsidiary. But in the
Okay,
other brands which I'm launching and which I'm doing, I decide the retail price as I used to
understood.
do earlier with New Balance.
Okay, understood. And sir, today, in terms of the competitive landscape, like you have built a niche very strongly after COVID in this product line. Sir, what is the level of competitive intensity in this particular product segment in which we operate? Is it very competitive, or is there a space for everybody and we are growing rapidly? If you could please share your thoughts.
We're growing rapidly. There's enough space for everyone to exist. I can give you an example. We are just a tip of the iceberg. We just got started, and I firmly believe with the path that we're taking, in 3 years, you're looking at 1,000 crore rupee turnover easily. Because if you look at Puma, for example, it does about 3,000 odd crores. Adidas does about 2,700 crores of turnover. So we are just the tip of the iceberg, and we have an assortment of brands. We got New Balance, we got the three brands from Anta Group, we got Sakuni, we got we have On Running. So we have so many brands that we have, and we're launching, and and that is why I feel that we're in the right place at the right time. I'm super excited about it.
So, I think very clearly articulated by you, Arunji. Thank you for that. Now, tell me one thing. I was just seeing the marketing expenses. Typically marketing expenses are required, to push the brands. But I was also told that Rockport, there are brand ambassadors which are very well known. So, is this business driven by more of brand ambassadors? So, usually your marketing and advertising spends are equally large and aggressive to ensure that you get a better kind of growth momentum for your products. Is it a part and parcel of the business?
It's become a trend nowadays to have a brand ambassador, but I firmly believe, as my experience tells me, it's the technology and the collaboration of the product. Product sells, the brand ambassador is just candy to your eyes. It looks nice,
Correct.
but the actual product will sell. That's what matters.
No, no, that is true. But I think a brand ambassador definitely adds a little bit of excitement and, especially with the younger generation audience, Arunji. So, one has to accept that your product is largely a young product,
I'll
kind
I'll
of
I'll
young
I'll
generation
I'll
product.
get Avinashi. I'll try to give you an example. We do New Balance, and I can't give you I can't give you names, but New Balance is very
Okay.
strong. New Balance
Okay.
is very strong in cricket. All right,
Correct.
and
Exactly.
I know I am friends with a lot of cricketers who insist on buying the shoe from me and not
Okay.
taking it as a gift or something. They want to pay me and buy these shoes, and then they get the label
Okay.
covered because they're brand
Acha.
ambassadors for somebody else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But they use my shoe, they use the New
Yeah.
Balance shoe because it is such a superior product. And for them, their
Correct.
body or their knee or their ankle is so important for them because it is their machinery, right? So
Correct.
they don't want to damage their machinery, so they use
Okay.
our product, they cover it, and then but they're brand ambassadors for somebody else. So
Exactly. Okay. No, no,
so
I think
so for
understood very
me,
nice.
so for me, product is key.
Okay. Well, understood. I think very well taken. Sir, now Arunji, tell me one thing. As a player in this sports segment, tell me, sir, what is the kind of initiative or what is the kind of focus on? Is it? I mean, of course, quality is one of the parameters, but what makes customers come back again? Why the repeat portion is higher? Why people like our products? What is it special that you do for this brand and for your products, which actually entices the customers and they come repeatedly? So, any initiatives you have undertaken, or maybe some two, three qualitative points if you could share for us.
The main thing about Brandman Retail is the education that we give to our people and our team. I recently saw a reel where the person was describing that when he went to a Brandman Retail store, he got so much education about a particular product, and that same product was available at another store where the person who was selling it knew nothing about it. So education and training and getting our people involved and my team involved in being able to storytell the brand's DNA is so important, and that's what we strive in, and that's where Brandman is different than any other franchisee that exists in the market. Brandman is
Okay.
above all of these people because we have the niche and we have the education and the training and programs that run much deeper, where there's a better understanding of the brand that we're exhibiting in our stores.
Okay, so understood. In fact, now, Arunji, one important question which is very important. Brand selection is the most important and critical aspect in our business. So, as an entrepreneur, when you get associated with a particular brand, what is it exactly do you see in the brand? Because I believe the brand selection is a long term journey. You got to select the right brand for the right audience. Sir, what is the kind of processes, or what is the kind of futuristic things which you see when you select a brand and want to become its long term growth partner? If you could share two three points for us.
The most important thing is the management, the ownership, the culture of the company. What do they stand for? What are their ideologies? What is their ambitions? That these are factors which I take into consideration when I bring on a brand, and that is what has made me successful than my peers in identifying brands and bringing in brands much faster, much
Okay.
earlier, having the vision before my peers do. So that is what makes the difference.
Okay, so that is very critical when you get associated with any partner, right? Understood. Arunji, now little bit about the financials. I think FY25 numbers are already out. The first 9 month numbers are already out. I'll just point the numbers. FY25 was a great year, 135 crores top line and a PAT of 20 crores from almost 3.5 crores. And for the first 9 months also, we have seen very strong numbers. In fact, The net profit margin is almost 20%, so almost 19 crores odd, PAT on a revenue of 95 crores. Now, if you could tell us, what were the key reasons FY25 was good in terms of profit? The same momentum, in fact, the momentum for profitability has in fact got better in FY26. So, without giving a number, Arunji, because we want to follow compliance, just let us tell me now what are the kind of signals you're getting from the market. I believe the second half is typically a more remunerative period for us. So, how do you see this FY26 year ending? And overall, what's the kind of outlook you can share for the investors?
It's going to be a super duper year for us because of our expansion plans and our selection of brands. The brands that we've selected and the path that we're taking, and with our multi-brand store concept of sneakers, where we're going to, second tier, third tier cities of India, we see this as a super duper success, and we are very, very confident that we'd be delivering some huge numbers.
Okay. I think very nice to hear, Arunji. Arunji, tell me one thing, that is this business slightly seasonal? Is the second half slightly better than the first half? Does it happen like that?
Yes, the second half is usually stronger than the first half.
Okay. And Arunji, now a question related to dead stock. Since changes in fashions happen quite quickly, typically what's the kind of percentage of dead stock we normally have, and how do we dispose of that? Do we dispose it via a discount sale, or do we have a kind of a segment where these kind of dead stock items are taken away? So how does the company work on this?
So basically, what happens is that we have an end of season sale in which we try to liquidate all stocks. And then, if after that also, whatever stocks we're left with, we put them in our outlet stores. So we have three outlet stores for New Balance. We have one outlet store for sneakers, which are in one is in Batinda, one is in Ambala, one is in Sector 14 for New Balance. There's one in Shine Bagh in Delhi for sneakers, where we put in this stock, and this is a place where people go and they buy outlet. But on an average, discounting all around the year, considering all these discounts, all these dead stock getting sold at a cheaper price, it averages out to about 20 odd percent.
Okay, understood. Fine. Arunji, now let's understand, since you have been saying that we are going to put up a lot of exclusive outlets, MBOs. Sir, typically, what is the average size of the outlets which the company plans? Like, what's the typical size which is economic in terms of the business which you are planning on the size, and what is the kind of investment roughly which is required for us for our outlet? Typically, even if you give us a roundabout estimated number, that will be good. But that will make us understand how the economics of every branch works.
So, opening up a store about approximately 1,500 square feet carpet area. Average price would be cost of capex and security deposit and inventory would be approximately 3 crore rupees.
Okay. And typically, in this outlet, how many people are employed? Like, I just wanted to know what is the broad
Let's
cost
say
component like?
five people, let's say.
Okay, okay. And basically, how is the location identified? Is there any specific, focus on a very good area? Because finally, the location makes a difference significantly. So, is some planning done at your end by your team that these are the locations which we must have a market presence, which will give us a better traction in terms of revenues?
So, in retail, as they say, there are three important things, and that is location, location, location. So, location, you've hit the nail on the head by asking me this beautiful question, amazing question, that what do we consider in location? So, location for me is my target consumer in and around that area? B,
Okay.
what are the adjacencies next to the store that I'm being offered? Who are my peers that are in and around that area? So these are the two things which are critical for me to be able to judge whether this will be a success or not.
Okay. Oh, understood. Acha, Arunji, one question which came up to me now, I just wanted to clarify. When we have a tie-up with New Balance and with all the other brands you mentioned, are these exclusive brands, or there are some other Indian vendors also who sell the same brands in the country? How does it work like?
So we have an exclusive agreement in terms of understanding. Like with New Balance, we can say we have North India. For Anta and everyone, we're exclusive for the next 3 years for all of India. So
Yeah.
each contract is different with each person, with each brand, and yeah, the brands of Fortune 500 companies. They're not individuals, so it's
Okay.
run on certain policies and processes and SOPs. And as long as you adhere to the guidelines that they give, I don't think any problems are there at all.
Okay. Understood. Now tell me one thing, the most important topic and the hot topic which is going on in the Indian markets is on the US tariffs. Like, typically now, how does that impact our business? Does it impact in the first place? Just, because we want to know
I'm
how
I'm
safe are you are in the business because
sir, I'm an importer, not an exporter, so I import. So मेरे को क्या tariff से लेना देना?
no, but that doesn't. I mean, I'm just saying that obviously you hit the point very hard, but you don't think this import tariff has got any significance for us as long as you're importing. It doesn't it make an issue at all. Okay.
No, unless I export to the United States, then I have to face tariffs, which I don't,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
importing.
Okay. 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 Now understood. Sir, now let's come to the most important question for the interview today. We are going public, so it's a big achievement for you. Your hard work is going to be now reflected in terms of a public limited company. Arunji, how much money are we planning to raise, and what's the main objective of these funds? Where are these funds going to be used?
I think we're raising about 85 odd crore rupees, something like that. The figures with you, you have it, it's
Okay.
in the public domain.
Okay.
We're raising it
Yeah.
to obviously expand. We're raising it to open up Anta stores. We're raising it to open up New Balance stores. We're raising it to open up more stores of sneakers. We are raising it to open stores of Wilson, Anta, Saucony, Solomon. So basically, a lot of retail that's going to happen. And then also, we are going to be going a little bit more deeper with our licensing brand, Rockport. So we'll be launching the second drop for that. So money was required for that as well. So that is basically what we do.
Okay. No, I think one thing which I wanted to clarify is that I believe by December 26, please correct me if I'm wrong, by December 26, you are planning, you're planning to set up around 50 MBOs. So, typically, Arunji, where could these MBOs come in terms of locations? If you could give us some idea, like, if you don't want to disclose the states, at least geographically, whether it's the Western India, Northern India, where exactly are you planning to, roll out these 50 MBOs?
I believe that I believe that the East India is tapped, and we're going to be tapping that market for sure.
Okay, so East India would be a major element. And one more thing which I wanted to understand is typically what's the kind of normal working capital cycle in our business? Like, typically the inventory comes in, then the, products are put out in the outlets, then the sale happens. Typically, what is the working capital cycle which is normal for us in this business segment?
Easy to say about 60 to 90 days,
Okay, 60 to 90 days is the normal period. Okay. So, I
depending
mean,
on each vertical. Yeah.
okay, 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 understood. And sir, one thing which I wanted to know is that now, the 85 crores which you said you're going to raise, obviously your working capital requirements also will be catered by the public issue. So can we assume that top line growth, again, not giving me a number, top line growth, once you get this money, uh, the existing outlets as well as the new outlets, when they get operationalized, we should expect a very sharp revenue growth, right? Because obviously there's a
Yeah.
market
Yes.
already. Working capital
Yes,
will
sir.
help
Sir.
you grow faster, right?
100%, sir. You're very correct in what you say.
Okay. And tell me one thing. Finally, I just wanted to know that in the prospectus, I think very relevant to ask you. There are many small companies which have been promoted, by you. I mean, I believe by the Brandman team. So, if you could tell us that in future, Arunji, will the listed company be the main focus area for you? Because there are many companies, about 10, 12 smaller companies, which obviously, as a promoter have some, interest there. So will these companies continue, or whether, they were opened at a time when you all were evolving in the business and they
They
remain with
were
you?
open. They opened at a time when I was evolving and understanding, and this was around COVID. So, I mean to say, and before. So, Brandman Retail remains my primary focus, and I continue to see immense growth in this company.
Okay, understood. I think point taken. Another thing, Arunji, which the market would like to hear from you. You have got an excellent product portfolio. There's no doubt about it, and a lot of hard work has gone behind that. Tell me one thing that if somebody were to compare with you with the other retail biggies, I believe you must be knowing whom I'm referring to. I mean, people like APFRL, Reliance Retail. Obviously these are your competitors. Now tell us, in what way are you going to differentiate yourself compared to these kind of players? If they come in the same segment, will it increase the competitive intensity, or do you think you have got your own brand pool which will help? The customer will come and patronize Brandman only.
I would like to say, there's hotels which are chain hotels, right? And then they have boutique hotels. So I would
Correct.
like to call myself a boutique franchisee distributor
Okay.
that is more focused on the end consumer and delivering the story of the brand to the end consumer.
Okay.
I'm the storyteller for the brand.
Okay. No, no, I think well understood. I think so. You want to be a niche boutique player, which I think all said and done will give us better, markups and better yields, because all these companies are large, retail formats. So obviously, the kind of segment and focus which you have is going to be unique. That's the big plus point for us. So I think point taken. Arunji, before we end, just one small thing which I wanted to know, and for the benefit of our viewers, you have started this company. Now you obviously must be having a very strong marketing, finance team, operation team. Exactly functionally, what is your role? Is it getting new brands under the roof of Brandman, or nurturing existing business relationships? What is it that you do as a focus area in Brandman?
As we grow, I'm going to bring in a CEO, who will run the company. So the day-to-day activities and everything else, and he comes in from a great background. We'll make the announcements at the appropriate time. I remain a guiding force, a mentor in terms of deciding business development, where we should be going, which brand is hot and which we should be concentrating on, and how to build that forward. My job remains to maintain the relationship with the brands, ensure that the brand guidelines are being followed, ensuring that the brand storytelling is being told as I feel it should be, and we are doing justice to the brand in India.
Okay. No, no, understood. Now the last question, Arunji, which is very typical, we ask all the promoters, although I do believe that, for you it may not be important, but still, sir, what is the most important risk in our business? And what is the first thing you like to monitor when you come to office every day in the morning?
Risk in our business is that COVID hits again. That's a risk. I mean, it's that's a major risk.
Okay.
I don't see any other risk at all, because
Okay.
I firmly believe in the India story. I believe that where we are going and the way the government of India with the budget yesterday, I believe that this is going to become one of the biggest markets in the world very, very soon, sooner than expected, and I'm super gung about it.
No, I think very nicely put out by you. Arunji, one last question. I believe you said, the rural markets in India are also going to be a very large market for consumption, especially for products which we sell. What is your thought process on this segment? Because, the tier two, tier three, tier four, markets, do you think these could be the very large growth engines for us, for a product like us going ahead? If you could
Yes,
please share your
yes, sir.
thoughts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I totally agree with you that second tier, third tier cities are going to be the fastest growing markets in India because of as I mentioned earlier, the connectivity and the desire and the disposable income and the kind of growth that the economy is experiencing. I feel that there's a lot of disposable income and a lot of desire and a lot of awareness of these
Okay.
people, that they come to people from upper north of India come to Delhi to shop, they come to Jalandhar to shop, they come to Chandigarh to shop, and similarly in other parts of India as well. So second tier, third tier cities are rocking it. I mean to say, if you look at our sales of Lucknow, which is not a second tier city, but people coming in from Allahabad, Varanasi, Banaras, and they're coming in and they're in huge hounds. They're coming in buying in our Noida store, in our Lucknow store. So I see this as a major sign of what are things to come. So I see this going really, 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 really nice.
Anyway, I think very nicely put out by you, Arunji, and thank you very much for your valuable time with us today. Please accept my best wishes to you, your entire management team, and sir, best wishes for the forthcoming public issue also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Avinashi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Bye bye.